After over 600 animated videos, gaining 1 million subscribers and 250 million views, all with $0 spent on marketing, it is time for me to answer the question my wonderful audience has been asking for years. When are you gonna make something big? When are you gonna graduate to making shows and movies and that kind of thing? And the answer to that question is now. And with your help. I have been developing a comedy anthology series. It's a social satire. Each episode is over 22 minutes long and explores an insane and hilarious premise which conveys our values not through ham-fisted preaching like a lot of quote-unquote anti-woke shows have attempted, but organically through fun and engaging storytelling. The show has a conservative angle. You won't have to be conservative to enjoy it. That's why it's gonna shape culture. These episodes all range in tone. The pilot's much goofier and zanier and more off the wall. Other episodes are darker and more serious with a dry sensibility. Others are somewhere in between. Now here's the thing. Animation is extremely expensive. I can't afford to fund this whole show out of pocket. For a little bit of perspective, an episode of The Simpsons takes 9 months and costs $5 million. For Family Guy, it's 6 months and it costs $2 million. South Park does each episode in a week on a $500,000, $2 million per episode budget, so they can hire a really big crew. But with tight budgeting, an extremely dedicated team, and the very efficient pipeline I've worked out over the years, we're going to be able to produce the entire first season of our show for less than the cost of 1 episode of South Park. In fact, we're gonna be able to make our entire first season for the amount that it costs to make 1 South Park episode in 1997. Our entire season for $500,000. Now, I know some of you are asking, how? And others are asking, how? For each episode, we're gonna need 8 to 10 people, myself included, working 40 to 60-hour weeks for about 3 months. Once you factor in payroll taxes, that $125,000 per episode budget works out to about $15 to $30 an hour depending on the animator and their level of experience. Seamus, you did bad math, silly cartoonist. At $500,000, that's $100,000 per episode, not $125,000. Well, I guess you weren't counting on me putting my money where my mouth is. We've already made the entire first episode and I paid for it completely out of pocket.
How much did you pay for it?
Well, actually, that's none of your business, but I can assure you, it certainly wasn't cheap.
It didn't cost $125,000. I wish I had that kind of cash to throw around. I'm not Tim Pool, okay? So we had to cut a couple of corners, and it took a good while longer to make than we want the show to, but it still turned out great. And we've already produced the first episode of our show without any outside funding. But now, I'm strapped for cash. I can't make this whole season out of pocket, which gives us the opportunity to make it together. Help me to make something good, something that takes the audience seriously, something that you'll be rewarded for contributing to. Not just with a great show, but perks like artwork from the production, virtual premiere parties, getting put in as background characters, getting to watch the pilot as soon as you donate. It's not gonna be on YouTube for another couple months. Please come join us. This is our time. We don't have to wait around for big studios to decide to start to serve us or for big investors to put money into some conservative startup. We can do this now. I've got the equipment, I've got the team, and I've got the experience. Give me your support, and I will have everything I need.